So first and foremost, thank you for your feedback and participating in our journey. And thanks for being here today. So just a couple of housekeeping items before we kick off. Um, so you'll notice at the top of the page, there's a chat and a Q&A. Any questions that you have, please put in the Q&A, and the ladies will be moderating that, both Erica and Viv. We'll answer them, some just right in the actual Q&A. We'll also chat about some of them live. If you do have any other things you'd like to throw in the chat, feel free. If there are questions, please, again, put them in the Q&A. So, Erica, I think you have a couple things you want to talk about. You mentioned it earlier about the recording. You just want to go through that again and what's going to happen?
Sure, yeah, you got it covered. Kevin will answer your questions in the chat. If we see common ones, I'll ask them out loud. And yep, like I said earlier, this will be recorded and it'll be sent to all of you via email. We'll also post it on our YouTube channel.
Yeah. And like this morning in that email, you also have access to the workbook that we're talking about today. So you'll be able to download it if you're that person that likes to have a PDF copy printed out so it's right beside you, or you can view it online at any point. So, all right. So let's dive in. So what are we going to cover today? Like I said, we're going to cover our new Broker Owner Workbook. It's really a how-to guide on building a more efficient, more effective brokerage, and really how to build superstars within your office by focusing on the different reporting and coaching that you're able to do, and really driving a sales culture through your company. You can also manage your office to become more efficient. The tools like compliance, CRM, the ways you can manage consents, and this is how we do it here, are all things we're going to cover and show you that you can actually do directly in Velocity, and many of you just don't know. We've sort of done you a disservice as a broker owner because we have lots of tools in Velocity that really help you run your brokerage. But what happens is in our previous train line, we would actually sort of bury some of that administrative tasks in the how-to along with what the agents do. So we're going to show you how that's broken out through our presentation today. So Viv and I are going to do a little bit of a tag team here as we go through this. We're going to jump right in and really start talking about the workbook and how it is similar to our Build Your Pipeline brochure that we did last year that was very successful for CRM. Really, it gives you step-by-step how-tos on different parts of administrative tools, reporting. It's divided into different sections so that you can really focus on qualitative and quantitative results. So it allows you to see how your agents progress and how you can drive them to do more through the different reporting. It also, from an administrative perspective, allows you to have reports to see, things like costs for your brokerage, how your cancellation rates are doing, so you don't lose out on income that you may generate through performance in revenue through the lenders. So it allows you to stay on top of things instead of sort of always feeling like you're running in arrears and running that 1 month behind when you get those results from the lenders. We're also going to focus on this is how we do it here. And, you can set the tone of how your compliance is done. You can set the tone on this is how we want you to communicate with your clients. You can design workflows and CRM templates that you can drive out to your whole team so that you're having a consistent look and feel and process of how you teach your brokers to handle business. And then last but not least, I sort of touched on this already, admin management, reconciliation for expenses, automating compliance, credit consents and other consents that you might want to enable within Velocity. You may have a specific person that you deal with for insurance that you may want to enable a third-party consent for insurance. So those things are all possible directly in Velocity today. So you'll notice on the page here, this little QR code, this will take you directly to the how-to guide. We did test it, it does work. So that's a good thing. And like I said, Erica did email this out to everyone this morning that was participating on the call. Okay, so building superstars, really, how do we do it? Well, it's about driving that sales culture within your brokerage. It's saying this, we expect results. It's not just sort of leaving people to their own devices and saying good luck. Back in the day where we used to just, sign people on, give them a little bit of training, hand them business cards, say good luck, and away they went. Times have changed, right? It's about how can we instill the best behaviors in our brokers and our agents to make them successful. Give them tools to make them successful, give them a system to make them successful, and really make them become MVPs of your brokerage. And really, those MVPs, they become ambassadors for you, right? They help recruit for you because they can you've shown that you're really delivering superstars within your brokerage. How does that start? Well, one of the things that we've always said within Velocity is that it's a system built by brokers for brokers. But it's not just built by brokers for brokers, it's built by broker owners for broker owners. So in our previous lives, Jeff and I, we owned a brokerage, and we really started to utilize these type of reports and process to drive our business. So we're coming from a place of seeing where you guys are today and saying, how can we become more efficient? How can we make it better? So, and again, hearing back from you about what is going to help you guys be better will only help drive broker owners and the tools that we have for broker owners and Velocity to become even better. The number one tool that we used within our brokerage were the production reports. And what the production reports really did is it allowed you to first start knowing where your business was at any given time. So you could choose a particular date and you could see the units week to date, as well as dollar volume month to date and year to date. And what you could do is you could really start competitions with your brokerage. You could drive people to say, how many accepted deals did you get in a given month? This is one of the things that Jeff and I did every month over month. Mid-month, we'd be saying, hey, leading the way was Michael Friedman with 10 accepted deals. And you're driving them to do more and more. And all that communication, all that rewards and recognition can really be driven from this production report. It really allows you to dial in quickly on the pulse of what's going on and how the business trend is moving within your brokerage. You can see the frequency and how quickly deals are being accepted or how quickly they're being approved and getting all the way to funded. What it also does is it allows you to drill down in a lot of different ways. So here we've drilled down into an agent report. And you can see Jack Simpson, he's got 2 accepted deals year to date. He's got 4 months to date, and you can see their volume. You can see the drill down column or drill down button here as well. It can even take you deeper and you can see who those actual deals were and what lenders they've gone to. So what we're going to do now is we're going to actually show you some live detail of, and Viv's going to jump into a live production report to show you how to work these very effectively. We're going to take a look at accepted deals. We're also going to take a look at how you can use it for your lenders and your cancellation reports. So over to you, Viv.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you for the why. I love dealing in the how. Okay, so in this Velocity account, I'm in my admin account. Easily, you'd be over in the left-hand side and you're going to navigate to where the reports are. So what Kevin and I are talking about is your production reports. And I was part of that crazy Q2 rollout that Jeff and Kevin would always do. It was very competitive. We had amazing prizes. We all loved it. And it actually pumped our juices. So where are you going to find the results, or as it's ongoing, is right here in production reports. So you've got, it's a year to date. So what this represents for February 22nd is from the first of the month until today, right? You've got your categories, you've got your deal statuses, week to date, what the total week to date dollars represent from those 6 mortgages, month and year to date. So if, for instance, if Kevin and I at this point, we want to look at what the agent has done, we're going to drill down. We still have the opportunity at this point to change the parameters. If you're excited about seeing what Uche's done, you'd poke into this one and you would drill down and you're going to see the details of that one deal. If you want to change that up, we go back. And how about let's see what happened last year. So by choosing here, I'm going to go into December 31st. So that's going to give me the data on how my agents did in a status of accepted, which is great. What if you want to look at what they funded for the year? Let's just easily click on funded and boom, you've got the numbers. You can absolutely go over here and drill down, get the details. Let's see what Karen did. There you are. You can see what lender she funded with, what the products were, what her closing date, when she actually did the most business, what her average mortgage amount was. And if you want to, there's a live link to the deal if you want to see all the details. This is all available to export as a CSV so that you can manipulate the data as you see fit. Let's look at another example. Kevin and I always like looking at the lenders, right? You got cancellations. I was part of an underwriting team, so we were driven by what we're going to get into next, and that is goals and timelines, right? So how many deals were funded by this lender? Let's look down. You can already see your year to date. Down I go, and here it is. You've got it broken out for you. Newton Leading Edge, our in-house lender, Scotia, fractions, all the way down. You've got totals. Here's what these lenders did for the year of 2023. And if you want more details, again, drill down. You can go in and see the details of each of these agents and month and year to date. Looks like do not use was a very busy person. And down below, again, you get work away. It's 1 to 13. And you can see these details. It's in the drill down that you can actually export the CSV and then put it together for an entire overview.
Can you just back up 1 second there, Viv? And I just want to point one thing out.
Absolutely.
Okay, so one of the things when you are in the lenders in particular, so let's drill down into the lenders.
Yep.
Again, we may want to know what the status of our cancellation rates are at a particular lender. We know that our funding ratios drive some performance bonus income that we may receive. So you can actually start to see who the particular culprits are at a particular lender if you are having a cancellation issue. Okay. So as of last year, there's just gone into Newton Leading Edge here. You can see that Olga was a culprit for, she had 18, sorry, is that 12? My
It's
eyes
12.
are 12 deals that she actually canceled with that particular lender as opposed to 4 and 2, okay, for the other agents. So you're able to actually have those conversations early on with your agents if you see they're canceling a lot of deals. When you do go back to the lender report there, one of the other things you can do is if you want to go back to the funded number, Viv.
Yep.
Sorry, lender funded.
All right.
You can actually change it based on the fiscal year when you're in a particular lender. So if you go into Leading Edge again, and Scotiabank is fiscal, not calendar. So they're November 1st, so are they November 1st or October 1st to September 30th.
Okay, we got to go back here. Okay.
Then you're able to change it so you can see if you're hitting your targets with those particular lenders as well.
Yeah.
So it gives you a great way to look at it in volumes to see where you're sitting and just to stay on top of everything. So you're not having to scramble around and try and distribute your business to different lenders sort of at the last minute, right? This again will allow you to know where you're sitting at any given point and gives you the right time horizon for those particular lenders. Okay.
Perfect.
Great. So again, this report can really help drive activity in your office, making sure that you say, you know, maybe you don't want to focus on accepted, you're trying to focus on how many submissions they did because you're trying to actually drive your submission activity in a uh, slower market. These things can all help really create that culture within your office. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen again, jump back into the PowerPoint. Okay. So what we can also do is we can also really focus on our qualitative and quantitative. So again, driving best behaviors within the brokerage. How do we drive our agents to move their deals faster through really in creating a service standard for them? You know, in this case, we've tried to get the deals approved within 3 days, accepted within 5 days, because we know that deals that are accepted within 5 business days typically fund 95% of the time, and then waiting to close within 10. So you can start to use these statistics and drive how your brokers are doing things. Your brokers will also see their individual reports under SLA and production. So the same as you see, you just see the whole brokerage. Okay. So again, allowing you to see SLAs between the different statuses as you're moving, as the agents move the deals down the process, can really help set the terms of engagement that you want for your brokerage, right? Again, this works very well for any offices that have underwriting desks. You know, I didn't point out earlier, but on that production report, we had an associate. So that could be any of your underwriters that are working on files for your agents, and you're able to manage and track their production that way as well. This does the same thing for agents and associates working on files to manage that SLA. So we know that if you can drive best behavior, the best SLA results will always result in more funded activity. And we're going to show you how you can set these standards within your office, and you can change it and sort of go from there. Sorry, perfect timing on a webinar. So at that point, Viv, why don't I hand it over to you so you can start talking about the office admin screen, and I'll mute myself.
And we can stop hearing the fire.
Kevin with the fire.
Perfect timing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's talk about the SLA. Easy to find. Again, it's part of that report section. Just below production, you've got the SLA, right? Which your service level agreement. So I was part of an underwriting team within Origin. So I was held to these standards. It defaults to 3, 5, and 10. Okay, I'm going to show you where you can actually set that up. But just to show you how this works, within our demo account, we've got all agents. If you want to look at a particular agent, how they're doing, for instance, let's take a look at Alicia. Alicia is a little bit underperforming. So by the standards, none of her deals have met the going from new to approved to accepted within that 5-day frame, and accepted to waiting to close. Okay, we've got to do a little talk with Alicia. She is over, though, I like her volume, 140 deals, 13 over, and 0 waiting to close. So you can look at each individual agent. Let's see how I'm doing, and take a look at their numbers. Not bad. Okay, so it's very, very useful. We used it for coaching too. And we were held to this. So we were brought in. It's not always the underwriting team. It's also your individual agents. It's also your lenders. Getting a deal from submitted to approved in 3 days can be very, very challenging, right? And then your document accepted, for everyone should probably aware, that's when you actually have a signed document on the file. And then waiting to close is when all those lender conditions are met, you're done and dusted, and you're just waiting for the closing date. So really, really effective. If these parameters are something that you might want to look at changing, here's where you can actually get that done. So all of you hopefully are having administration view within your Velocity account. You actually start on this left navigation bar and click on Office Admin. Now you may just have one office We have a few. I can choose Origin Home Financial. And this is where, and it says it right up top, your office edit is available. So here's where you have the details, your business phone address, application settings, and here is what we're talking about. If you feel that approval within 3 days is just not achievable, you want to dangle a better carrot, here's where you would just change that to possibly a more achievable 5. SLA waiting to close, maybe you want that to go up to 15. And then you're accepted, you want to move that back maybe to, or move it to 8. Again, these are completely customizable by what fits with your agents and your brokers, right? And just then this can open up the door to some training, right? How do you get those deals to approved sooner? How do you get those deals to get that signed commitment on file? Kevin can probably speak to the percentage absolutely skyrockets when you get that signed commitment in your hand, right? So it's part of the broker process. It's going to lead you to more waiting to close and more funded deals.
Yeah, we went at Origin, we went from 90, or we went, it was a 95% funding ratio if the signed commitment was within 5 business days. And then if it was outside that 5 business days, it dropped down to like 72%. So, you know, the sooner you got it done, the more commitment you had, the less shopping the customer does. So it's a great behavior to really drive. And, you know, Viv, you make it sound like you worked for a couple of slave drivers when you got hauled into an office to go through.
You know what? There was prizes though. There was prizes. I love that. I was going after the prizes. I'm a total. You dangled the carrot. I'm gonna jump.
And just so everyone knows, Viv worked at our brokerage. So
I did. So. It was good. It was good initiative. And actually it held you accountable. And you can also ask for assistance. So it was good. It was really effective.
Okay. All right. So my fire alarm stopped, so I can continue on. Okay. So we're going to cover off a couple other things. So this is how we do it here. So Viv's actually going to take over again shortly, but there are administrative tasks that you can do within your office that can make it easier for your agents and make things more consistent. One of those things are setting your standards for your consents and compliance. So at Newton, we've set what your standardized client consent is, that is part of your client experience, client journey, as well as your printout that comes out of the client consent printout within Velocity. If you happen to want to make edit to those, you are in full control of doing so under your office admin tab, and Viv's going to show you where you do that. There are other consents that you are also are able to adjust yourself. As I mentioned before, there's third-party consents, there's castle consents, there's insurance consents. So if you want to enable a particular insurance advisor and you want to have someone consent online for that each and every time they do an online application and have a checkbox, you can do that by putting in that consent and enabling it. So you can make that referral right away. So lots of different options for you. You can also put in all your agent splits within Velocity that will also then allow it to show up on all the Form 10s for the BC agents, as well as the trade record sheets. And it'll actually do the calculation that they'll get a certain percentage of the finder's fee. They'll get a certain percentage of the volume bonus if that's what you put in. But again, it allows for that consistency within your brokerage, and the agent isn't responsible for putting it in on each and every form.
Perfect. Do you want me to show that, Kev? Here we go.
I'm just going to run through these. Yeah, actually, you could show that now, and then I'll run through the next ones.
Okay, perfect. So just to illustrate, again, administration and the navigation bar over on the left, open that up, and we're going back to the office admin. And if you give it a second, Velocity skating across under each office, and we have multiples, you might just have one. Here are your users. So if we're looking at Kevin, who has given himself a decent split, down to Manesh, maybe it's Manesh we need to up the ante. So by clicking on the name, the live link, you are taken to the edit user screen. So within here is where your power lies, that if it's time for Manesh to get a little bit better split, this will take hold, Manesh. We're going to update it right here. And where this pulls into, as Kevin said, any documents that are pulling this split, for instance, your mortgage trade record sheet, the Form 10, which is in BC, it's referred to a lot by a lot of brokers asking here in BC how they can get that split recorded correctly. And I asked them to go back to that broker owner. This is where you have the power to update it. Okay, you don't have to save. It's an automatic save per keystroke. And where this is going to be reflected on is in the mortgage trade record sheet and the Form 10 for now. I'm just going to pop into a deal just to show you physically what documents we're talking about. Not client consent, mortgage trade. I open that up. You would actually create the PDF. And then if this was Manesh, he would be getting that nice 90 split in here. And this is down below. It actually records it. Your volume bonuses, it would pull it in, percentage, etc. So as you change it, so would this form. And again, for the BC Form 10, everyone's aware of it. There's the split. This is me. 97 is on my broker sheet. So lots of power.
Yeah, Viv, do you mind just flipping back over into that admin section for the edit users again?
Sure.
I'll just point out one thing here. So again, there's things that people don't realize that they can update, but you'll see here for all the Ontario brokers, whether you're agent level 1 or agent level 2, your office admin or your broker owners, you can update this as your agents get their proper licensing. So again, this will automatically show up on the forms. It puts you in control. It's not leaving it at the hands of the agent to say, hey, I'm now a level 2 agent. You guys can do it as they do their course. And then, you don't have to worry or think whether it's done or not. So, you can do it. Okay. So thought I'd point that one out.
The other one you want to speak to too is the ability of the admin to add associates to a client's account.
Go for it. Go ahead.
Oh, so there's different views within Velocity. You have a straight broker role. Then you have what we're looking at right here, the administration, which jumps ahead. But what can be in between is the ability for brokers to view other brokers' deals. And that's what associate is. And you as an admin have the ability to do that. You can also reach out to customer care, no problem. But you do have the ability right here in the drop down, all the agents associated in your brokerage, you could give the capability for backup test. And this is in Manesh. These two can view each other's deals. Okay, it's something that isn't well known, but you don't have to always go to customer care to do that ability. You can add and you can remove.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
So the other pieces that you're able to take a look at is you can reconcile your Equifax reports. So we'll show that for you. And you'll get real-time access to the files that your agents are pulling, both on Equifax and TransUnion. So you know what the costs are per bureau. You're able to know where you're going to stand, and whether you collect from your agent up front or not, you can decide now, am I going to collect it from their commissions before I get the bill or not? So again, here's a way that you can stay on top of your expenses. In addition, we also talked about those other consent forms. So Viv's going to show you both of those two items, and then we're going to jump into managing compliance. So Viv's going to drive for the next little while. We'll start off with the consent forms for the brokerage, and then we're going to go into the Equifax report and then compliance.
Okay, perfect. Let's start with consent. So we're right back where we started, left-hand navigation into that office admin. Okay, and once it loads, we're going to go into Origin. And this is the power part. This is where a lot of agents would love you as a broker owner to update this online consent, this section right here, if you have it customized that speaks to your brokerage. So this is the online consent. You can edit this. It will pull in a requirement of a signature and a date when a prospective borrower fills out any agent's online consent. So it can save you having, and that agent having to send a follow-up document for your specific brokerage consent. Here we got brokers for life in here. That's really, really powerful. If this is the first time you're hearing about this, absolutely reach out to either training team, customer care, Kevin, we can help you with this because agents love one less document, and your payroll person will love one less document to have to verify in compliance.
And there's
Then-
some offices that will actually combine documents in that consent. So they'll put another disclosure that they need to make that they normally would have had 2 documents for into one, and they just get it signed all at one time. So there are ways of handling it that you can consolidate some things. And you just, again, reach out to any of the training team or customer care, and we'll be able to assist you with that. Also, you can see the Castle consent. Most people don't mess around with that because it's Castle. And then that's just a checkbox. And then you have the insurance piece. So right now within the system, we've got a couple different insurers provided, both Insureline, Opta, if you want to make a referral, or you put none, and then you can have the referrers go directly to that. Okay. And then the third party one, Viv, I'll let you take that one.
Yeah, third party disclosure can act. I've seen a lot of brokerage use this. If it is another opportunity to have in here, seriously, copy and paste, and it goes in there. A lot of the Alberta brokerages use it, right? Because your compliance is pretty specific, and it is copied and pasted in there. And again, part of the online application, this is in that final page. So when that borrower consents to Castle, consents to third-party disclosure, you can have content in there that is really powerful. So if you have a long type of disclosure, something specific, you can look at adding it in there. And again, as Kevin spoke to, one less document. The network consent, Kevin, did you want to speak to that? And again,
yeah, this one really just applies. It's just there for people's view, and it's mainly for people within the MA network. It was added for. So that will automatically pop up, and you can see that. You'll notice it's grayed out and changes can't be made. So again, this is only if you applicable for an MA mortgage architect's agent.
Correct.
And then down below,
Yeah,
this client consent is the actual printable consent. So most people will have this match to their online consent. They copy and paste it right into here if they've made changes. And then as they print it out, it will also have the spots for their signatures for being e-signed, and away they go. It's all consistent.
so again, just to illustrate, in an actual deal, the document that the broker would pull down from your condition section is the client consent for credit. So they would create that. And what that looks like is whatever consent you as a brokerage pull in there, and it's sent via e-sign, it's templated, and the borrowers plus the agent are going to sign and they're going to date. So it's on file and it's good to go. So you can replicate your consent on your online and also have it available as a document to sign for all those deals that we know. You're repeating customers. You might not want them to start from scratch. You're going to duplicate, or you're going to copy, and away they go.
Okay. All right. Last but not least, compliance.
Well, absolutely.
Or Equifax, sorry. Equifax first, I guess.
Let's go to Equifax. I remember, I loved actually when this was created. This is what, 1 to 2 years old. For everybody that has to, request these funds back from the agents, right? On a monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly basis, it could be a lot of work, a lot of headache pulling this off. It's all now available for you right within Velocity and accurate. So again, you choose your office and you can do all agents. Probably your first pull, you want to see what happens. But again, you could do this agent by agent. Print this out. We actually would email it to them and request payment. For our purposes, let's take a look at all. Again, vendors, here's where you have your choice. Was it the Equifax that you're looking to bill or to take a peek at? It does do a maximum of 3 months. So it's probably thinking within a 3-month period, that's when you're gonna either take a look at the data or request reimbursement from the agents. You want to change these dates? Absolutely. Maybe we're just looking at, we're up to date, and this is just going to be from January 1st. And then that's it. You generate the report, and what you're going to have in front of you, this nice little summary is your total. And then agent by agent, let's take a peek at Karen. Let's just see what he did. It gives you this breakdown. And then you would go forward from Olga, off you go. So now, to really be useful, if you've got some administrative person that's going to be doing the billing for you, you would actually then go and do it by individual agent, so that you're going to generate this report and you're going to have this available to send via export to Olga asking for reimbursement. I don't even know what an Equifax poll is right now. $8 on a single? I'm not sure. Higher?
Way higher.
Wow. Okay. And again, same thing, back up. If TransUnion is also used by your brokerage, same thing. You could generate within a time frame and have all of these available in a nice little report. You would do your totals. If you took this on an expert CSV, right? You'd add in your amount, do a sum, and you're off to the races. Did you have anything to add, Kev?
No, I think you covered. You did a great job. So I think key there is when you export it, just quick little Excel math on there makes it so much easier for you. And it just, whether it's $12 per file or whatever, joint or single, fire it in there, sum it all up. Agent knows exactly what they owe you. And then you can either collect it from their commissions on pay, or I know many offices collect via credit card for reimbursement. So.
Yeah. The other thing too that we want to point out, of course, this is a live link. So if you want to take a peek inside there and verify it, it's absolutely available to do. Very easy. Very easy.
I'm going to jump in here. We got our first question of
Okay.
the webinar. You guys have been not asking too many questions, which makes my job very easy. But Liliana is asking, can you please show how the associate role should be used when you have a team leader who needs to see the deals of his team members, but the team members are not supposed to see the team leader's deals?
Okay, so you're talking about in the setup or a production report?
No, she's talking about in the individual admin editor. So when you go into the individual person, so I know exactly what you mean here.
Okay, hang on. We'll let it load. Let's go to Kevin.
So, Justin gave us a quick little funny comment that as DI of Origin, he knows Manesh is not an agent at Origin. So that was a good one. But the way you'd set up, so if I am wanting to see a particular agent's files, they need to have my name on them as an associate. So in this case, Samsa Stark can see my files, but I can't see hers unless we go into Samsa and put my name on her as well. So Samsa could be the team lead, and we're going to put her on other people's, on the rest of her team members' accounts, and Samsa can then see our deals. We can't see hers. Was that right, Viv?
Yeah,
Correct.
you got it.
You got it.
Yeah. Liliana says thank you. So she understood.
Good
Perfect.
question.
Good question, Lil.
Anyone else on this particular area? Because it can be a little confusing.
Okay. All right. Let's when we move on to the last sort of technical piece being our, I guess there's two more pieces. There's a compliance, managing compliance in the office.
I'm a big compliance component. Okay, compliance from a admin's point of view, right? Just to tie it together, you have to be an actual, this button right here. So if you want to start looking into using compliance within your brokerage and just make your payroll system absolutely streamless and fast, this would have to be ticked off. And again, that's within your power. Once you tick that off, this compliance section here will be available to the user that you've added that to. So by clicking in compliance, this will all tie together, but what you're seeing is the ability for your agents to send you an entire compliance package, and you view it and you say yay or nay, and you give them back a reason. So before we do that, let's back it up a bit and see from an agent's point of view, and they love this. Out I go into the actual deal. I'm now at the point where I feel this is going to actually move to waiting to close, and I want to send my documents in to get paid. So as long as there is a document here, it's a PDF, you use this little icon here of compliance and make your choice. And I will pick the signed commitment here, okay? That's it. You might want to send everything. We're going to pick these three, making sure that the little compliance icon's below. And now I'm just going to wrap that up in a great package. You simply choose prepare compliance. Do I want to proceed? I do. Gather. This is the ability, if you have a specific way and order that your compliance person, and it might be you, wants to receive these docs, you might even have a cover sheet. This is your capability right through here. You take a last peek on the view, and you can actually put a little note in there. Please approve ASAP, right? Create package. That now flies electronically, and guess where it goes? It lands in the compliance officer's account. So I'm going to refresh that. Now I'm done and dusted as far as the agent goes. I'm just going to wait. You will also, as an agent, receive an email. My package has been sent. The communication back from my compliance officer right now will also go to my email and live to the deal. So now I put on my compliance hat. Here it's landed, a live link to the deal. Here is that compliance package. If I open it up, I'm going to take a peek right inside. Is this okay? Is it verified? Is anything missing? My detailed eyes are going to go through that. And I just move along. There's the date it's received. That's the status that it's in. If you notice above, I can actually glean and filter this on just specific statuses. I move along, and this is where I have the opportunity right here and now. I can say non-compliant or compliant, and it's going to update. Here's a nice little note. How do I know there's a note inside there? By that little green icon. Please approve ASAP. And now I make my decision. I go over here. Is it compliant? Is it non-compliant? We have a lock key. If you have multiple compliance officers, if I lock this, the other person can't view it, and she doesn't have to, or he doesn't have to waste their time. We're not going to double up doing the same review. I'm going to say it's non-compliant, and I'm going to say missing many docs. Okay. And we delete this little section here, and this is going to go back and forth. You have a conversation back and forth. I'm going to send to the agent, and that's now flown, and I'm going to update. And what happens? That's non-compliant. It drops out as my compliance officer. It's not top of mind. I still have a lot of work to get to. It drops down to my reviewed compliance packages until it comes back to me. And then last view, here I am. I'm the happy little agent going about my day. I'm going to refresh this, and I now will get an email. Plus, once I pop into that deal, that email contains a live link, and there's my conversation. I need to start all over again. And I always recommend they put the entire package back together along with the missing docs, resend it, so that your compliance officer, and for audit purposes, you have an entire compliance package on file. If you're getting audited, which is happening all the time, right? That's going to come up in any brokerage's life. That auditor is going to be thrilled when you point them to the compliance feature so that they don't have to pop into every individual deal. You've got it right there. You've done it, and your payroll officer is going to love you.
Great. this really makes an office more efficient because if you think about the customers are securely uploading their documents through the client dashboard or client portal, and then the agents housing everything else here, putting it in the right order, puts the package in the way that the compliance officer wants to see it. It is so time, you save so much time. So, it becomes very, very seamless, as Viv said, to have everything all in one spot. Okay. So, we do continue to run sort of compliance training sessions. So we'll send some notes out with some upcoming sessions on compliance training. If anyone wants a little more detailed view instead of just our 5-minute look at it. So,
It's
okay.
easy, though, dead easy.
It is easy. It's dead easy. So.
Did we want to
Okay.
pop into the CRM, Kevin, with the few
Yeah.
minutes we have left? Okay, let's do this. So, and this is of course the tip of the day. Right click there and all of you pop into that CRM, which I think Kevin is probably top of mind is Gold Rush right now.
Yes, it is. For all
But
those
what we
group owners that have not signed up or have their offices signed up, click the QR code in our backdrops.
Get in there, get in there. But what we really wanted to show from a broker owner point of view is the power of your CRM within your account. And that is templates. So if you want to reach out to all your brokers, Manesh uses this like a charm for his drip accounts to all his new agents. You can create your own newsletter, your own, hi, welcome to my brokerage. It's been 30 days. I'm just doing a check-in. And you can get that going within a drip campaign. What about if you have messaging that you want all your agents to send out? This is the power of the share. So if this is my new template, I take a peek in it, or let's go to our office newsletter. This is just for example, you customize this, you actually say what you want to go out. Maybe this is a, congratulations on a purchase and you want all your agents to be singing the same song when they send that little thank you out. You get this going, you customize it, you save it, and you have the capability, when I go back to templates, you have the extra share button. That's what this means. Your agents with a broker role have these icons. You have the extra share. So when I click on that, that flows out to all my brokers. And that way you're going to have kind of consistency across all agents. It's fantastic. Kev?
Yeah, no, this is really how you can establish your branding. This is how you want to do it here. We've had lots of offices create their own branding and campaigns that they want their agents to do. So this is a great way to do it. They'll use some of the templates that are already in the system, whether they're network templates or generic templates, brand it the way they want, come up with the messaging the way that they want, and then they just share it to their team. So it's consistent every single time. Where other people use it is also in newsletters.
Yes.
So they'll either take the network newsletter or they'll make their own office newsletter and send it out. Okay, so again, great opportunity to do that. And for all you broker owners, don't forget that you can also use your Velocity CRM to communicate with your entire office.
Exactly.
If you want to have a monthly newsletter for your brokers, build it in Velocity, use them as an audience list, send it out to them. Show them that you walk the talk, right? Day in and day out, any ways that you can do that, you just take the opportunity and just say, hey, I know the guys at NDLC are using it for communicating with their agents. There's other offices that are doing it as well. So, it's the best way to become raving fans. And, when your agents go, hey, how did you do that? Or where did it come from? I just did it out of Velocity. It's an easy way to convert people and get them all on the same page. And it's really it's up to you to lead, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Viv.
Console, super powerful. So again, your navigation bar on the left-hand side, you can actually see who's opened these emails and everything that you've sent. So if you have a drip campaign to your brokers, you will have activity in here. You can monitor it up to a maximum of 30 days. Do you know after 30 days, the history and the tracking is going to fall off. So you want to be in here every couple of days. But as these campaigns send, you will be able to see how many went, what the progress is, who opened it. You better have no brokers unsubscribing, and you can be in touch and realize, call, Mr. Smith, Mrs. Smith, and go, you know what, I've been sending out this drip campaign. I've noticed that, do I have your email wrong? Is something happening? I haven't seen any activity. So it's also a way of seeing how effective your communication is.
We're getting a couple questions about the process. So the admin creates the template. How is this shared with the rest of the team?
Oh, super, absolutely easy. If it's this office newsletter, I've customized it. Right over, you have these icons. That's to edit it further. That's to copy this. If I want to start working on a similar one with a few tweaks, I can take a peek at it. I can send that to myself as a test. I can trash can it, remove it completely. And right here is this share button. So when I click on that, sharing this template will make it available to all members. And this is our brokerage that we have set up within Newton, but this would show your brokerage, and I would press share. And now that has flown to all employees of Newton. And that's it. And you also, if you can't remember if you shared it or not, here's your little thing, stop sharing. If you want to end that and edit it and share it again.
Yeah,
Does
so
that
just to
answer?
clarify, because I think one person asked something earlier.
Yep.
If an office admin creates a template, it is not automatically shared with
No.
the entire group. You have to take the step to share it by hitting that green button, green arrow, to share it with your office. So don't worry if you're creating stuff for yourself. You can, it's only shared once you hit that share button.
Exactly. And just on that note, we do little updates right here. So if you can see this, it's saying when I last edited it, date and time. It also says when I shared it, date and time. Okay, so the system does kind of keep you on track. Any other
Perfect.
questions, Erica? Are we good?
No, that's all. You guys must be doing a great job explaining.
I think we're coming to the top of the hour too, Kevin.
Oh, I think there's one here that just came in from Andrea. Do you know where compliance officers can get training on province-specific compliance requirements?
Sure, you can reach out to me and we can set that up, right?
Yeah, our velocity trainers can help out with that. You can also reach out to your network heads. They do, because for each province there is something that's different. So they'll have lists and checklists that you require for those provinces that you can go along with as well. So reach out to your network head and they will have something as well. Okay. All right. So I'll start sharing my screen one last time. And we've covered off all of that. Now, Erica, why don't I leave the last part to you?
Sure. So we made a new stop on our train line specific for broker owners. So everything we just went over, you'll see there. We have our workbook easily accessible for you to download there. Also, you can scan the QR code like we've mentioned, and we've sent it to you, but all the information you need will be there. We'll be adding some more stops to that train line too. I believe we were talking about adding some more information on production reports, right, Kevin? If you want to give a little teaser to the group, go ahead. But yeah, everything you need will be there.
Okay. All right. So we are 12 o'clock on the button. So unless anyone has any questions, I'd like to thank Viv and Erica for hosting today and providing all your help and feedback. And for all the broker owners that joined us, thank you very much. Again, appreciate your support. And if there's other things that you'd like to see us cover, or you want different things in Velocity, get that feedback into us. you can follow up to this webinar, or you can send it into customer care directly or myself, and we'd be happy to discuss it with you. So again, thanks everyone. Appreciate your time. Have a great day.